This is about our seventh session here on getting set up with using Teams with a class. And this time we're going to talk about tabs. Tabs can be really useful in two ways. Number one, they can be an easy way to access things that are permanently important. So these are things that I always want students to be able to get to. Because this is a class team, it has, by default, automatically, it has a posts tab, a files tab, class notebook, assignments and grades. If this was not a class team, we wouldn't have the assignments and grades. Each type of team has one type of OneNote notebook. So a staff notebook is very much like a class notebook if you choose a staff team. But because this one is used for teachers and students, we get these three. The other thing that can be useful about tabs is temporary use. So I can put today's classwork on here, and at the end of the day, I can delete those tabs and replace them with tomorrow's classwork. By adding a tab, I'm really adding another access point to something. So when I say I delete the tab, I'm not deleting that item. In fact, when you make a tab and you post a document there or a PowerPoint slideshow, it will ask, do you also want it to appear down here in the posts area? Do you want to post a message about it? But any document or file that I add here will also automatically be added to the files area. So by putting it here, it also puts it here, and it may also put it here, but it makes it kind of an easy way for students to access just today's stuff. I will mention last example before we actually show you how to do this. Read recently somebody doing an escape room using tabs as well. So let's get into it. How do you add a tab? Click the plus sign, and you have lots of options for the kinds of tabs that you add. And when I choose to add, say, a Word document, this is not linking to Word in general. This is linking to a specific Word document. So if I want students to go to Word to start working on something, this is not the way to do it. If I use the Word tab, I am sharing an actual Word document with them. Now I can choose to add it from my drive. I can choose to add it from the files area, which is what class materials is. This is my Google Drive. I can upload it from my device. If I choose to add a website, again, I'm not just opening the web to them, I'm actually taking them to a specific website. So if I have a Nearpod that I want them to do a self-paced lesson for, I can add the link to that Nearpod. If I want them to work on vocabulary, I can grab the link to a specific page on Quizlet. So I'm simply going to copy a page and paste it in here. So copy the URL. Oops, actually I'm going to paste it down here. All right. Here's where you have the option to post to the channel as well. So I mentioned that you can choose to also make this appear in the threaded posts. When you add one and then decide to go ahead and remove it, let's go ahead and add a website. Got to get the right format there. So I didn't change the name, so it simply says website. Anything that is supposed to load in this screen, so if this was a Word document, the entire Word document would open here in essentially the online version of Word. But anything that doesn't show up right, you can expand it to give it some more real estate, or you can click on Go to Website if it is actually a website. Like if I put a Sway presentation in here, if it's not displaying right, or if I just want to see it more full screen, I can always click on Go to Website. But what I actually want to show you is how to get rid of something. So now that I've added this tab, renaming it is really easy. And removing it is really easy. Just right click on it and choose remove. And when I did that, that tab goes away, so it just lands me back on the Posts tab. And I want you to see that that website is still here. So because I chose to also have it appear in the thread, just because I removed the access to it here doesn't remove the website. The website is not only still in existence, I didn't just delete YouTube, but I also didn't delete the other ways the students can access it. So if this was, again, a Word document or a PowerPoint, not only would there be a link to it here, but it would also be in my files area. Since I chose to add a website, that doesn't get added in here, but any of the documents, any of the files that you could add would get added into the files area as well. All right, so tabs, very versatile, very useful for, again, long-term things that are important for students to access, or just on a day-to-day basis or class-by-class basis. Tabs are designed for efficiency, just for an easy way for students to be able to access the things that you need for them to access quickly.